Hey, everybody. It is Tuesday, September 20th. It's about 11 o'clock. I already tried to make this once today, and again, I've had trouble with some of the formatting. So that's why I've been doing them live lately. So I I'm glad. It's just like I had a dress rehearsal, so I'm sure this one will be much better. So I wanted to start with showing you the photograph that we've all seen so much, like the only photograph that we've seen of the kids' alleged graduation party. And you see this white shirt on the ground. Where's my finger? Right there. I'm just curious about that white shirt. It looks like it could be a sweatshirt. Oops, I'm just going to leave that on the ground. Maybe a hoodie. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just curious how come none of us have spoken about it yet that I know of. I have meant to bring it up in past videos and I haven't. So if you've heard other people talking about it, please put that in the comments if you'd like. Everything that I say is speculation only. It's all for educational and entertainment purposes. It's all hearsay. It's just my opinion. Take it or leave it. Take it with a grain of salt. Form your own opinion. And thank you for being here. If you're new to my channel, welcome and thank you for checking me out. If you are coming back to my channel, I came up with a little name for viewers of my channel yesterday, which was Justice Seekers. So let me know if you like that. And if you are watching live and you can hear me, if you can put that in the little comments, that would be great. Because I have technical difficulties sometimes, but I'm working on it, planning on getting a new computer. And I got my new glasses. So let's get down to it. Let's see. That photograph is interesting in that many times when I see it online, there's actually like a something like from the news blocking the bottom, so you can't even see that what looks like a white long sleeve shirt. And sometimes there's like the Prosser Creek campground sign that's just like superimposed right over it, so you can't see it. And I just wonder why that is. So I don't see anybody saying anything. If you happen to be watching and I don't have sound, please type that in there. Otherwise, I'll just run through this and see how it goes. So things I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to touch on the length of time that this event on August 5th was planned for. I touched on that yesterday. I want to touch on it again today. I want to talk about people videotaping everything these days, right? We all have a video camera with us in hand wherever we go, basically. I wanted to talk about the DV sign. People have said that maybe Kiely was trying to communicate to the roadside assistant guy, Nick, that she was in trouble by asking strange questions and hoping that he would notice that things weren't right. So, it's really important for people that are in dangerous situations to get help and to get out, and they usually need help in order to get out. So, this, if you're not familiar, is supposed to be a sign that you can do when you're online. Don't worry, I'm not in any domestic violence distress. Anyway, I tried to look it up to see what other signals there are, and I guess they're supposed to be secret so that abusers can't look them up, and then they're not secret anymore. So I wanted to talk about the other white shirts that the Team Find Kiely was wearing. I wanted to talk about just how white the community is there, the lack of diversity, and the honor and silence. We've all been talking about that. I want to hit on that again. I want to talk about hostility towards a certain someone whose initials are SS, hostility that I think I see from a lot of people that are near her on camera. And I wanted to talk a little bit about Donner Pass and the history of that in Truckee, because the thing about where that happened, that tragic event where half of the people, a group of about 80 people, lost their lives getting stuck in a snowstorm up in the mountaintop. You can see right where that happened, basically from everywhere in Truckee. So it's like right there in your face. Nobody ever forgets it, and it's kind of creepy. I mean, it's one of those things, you know. But it's cannibalism. It's absolutely horrendous. It's like the worst tragedy in the history of pilgrimage or migration. I mean, coming across the country. So, what else was there? I think that was pretty much it. It was going to be a relatively short one today. Um, Talking about the trolls that like to come on to our chats. And oh, good. I see somebody says, yeah, Donner Pass does give bad vibes. Thank you. So I know you can hear me. Yay. Awesome. But yeah, Donner Pass is creepy. And like I said, if you're in Truckee, you can pretty much see the spot from everywhere. And everybody is like really aware of it. It's kind of bizarre. And so let's see. I guess we'll just finish up with that. So about 40 of the 80 folks died. They froze to death. You know, it was a long winter. If you haven't been in the Lake Tahoe area in the winter, first of all, you're missing out on just one of the most beautiful places in North America. Second of all, you ain't never seen snow like you get up there, okay? It is, I don't know if it's every winter, it's like 10 feet deep, and the roads are plowed so that, you know, right next to you, it's like cut. It's 10-foot wall of snow on both sides of the road. And to get like to the front door of the cabin or the lodge where you're staying, everybody's got their own little bulldozer, and they just bulldoze right through and make a walkway. And it's kind of creepy looking because you got the snow 8-10 feet, however tall, on both sides. And yeah, avalanches are a huge issue. Huge. Every year there's people that die in avalanches in Tahoe. So, you know, that's the adventuresome spirit, right? So I see somebody say, don't feed the trolls, which definitely do not feed the trolls. And that's so sweet. Someone else says, love and hugs from Galloway, Ireland. Yes. I'm just so excited to be like global. Thank you. That is so cool. So this case has gotten global attention, and you know, we're still waiting. We're hoping that we're going to get an update from law enforcement any day this week, right? I don't know if it's true, but that's what kind of, you know, the rumors are. You know, just an update, just something like cause of death. You know, they don't have to wait until all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed before they can release some information to us. And law enforcement is supposed to be transparent. Transparency is the law in our lovely democracy. So, you know, when you've got a situation like this, if this individual was caused harm by another, the public deserves to know that, so that the public knows to be on the lookout, to be hypervigilant. So, thank you for your comments, folks. I love it. That's very cool. So anyway, on with the show. Let's see. One of my big questions, I asked it, I think yesterday. I really am curious how long this event was planned. How long was this party planned? How long, you know, Zanime says she was planning on going kayaking for 3 months. Which yesterday I was saying that's interesting how that kind of overlaps with, you know, the recent breakup of Kiely and Jagger on and off again. It sounds like they broke up more than 3 months ago. So, I just have a question if there was some type of revenge being exacted on Kiely surrounding a breakup with somebody. That's just a question that I've had. So, you know, if this was a crime that was planned, those things take a while to hatch. Criminals come up with their plan, but then they need to orchestrate the right environment for that to be in, which is like having the opportunity, the time and the place. So, how do you get this person to a place where you can do the things that you are intending to do? Um, and it's a horrible, horrible thought, and we all hope that that is not at all what happened. But it certainly seems like that's a strong possibility. So, um, yeah, very, very interesting. So these days, we all have our video camera with us wherever we go if we own a cell phone, which pretty much all of us do, that I know of anyway. I'm sure a few people don't, but not many. Anyway, you're rarely going to be in a situation where somebody doesn't have a cell phone and is able to videotape and take photographs. And criminals that do these heinous, dark things, they love taking photographs and making videotapes. They literally sell videotapes onto the dark web. You can make a lot of money. I shouldn't tell people that because I don't want people to know, but we're all good here, right? We're all out seeking justice each day, fighting for freedom. So, the dark web is crazy, gross, weird stuff. So, just something to be aware of. We know that there were videotapes made at this party, obviously, and they haven't come out. And is there some creepy videotape on the dark web that's making all kinds of money? I don't know. But to touch on the issue again that I mentioned yesterday, and I think more and more people keep bringing it up, where is this videotape that Xana May claimed that she had of the beautiful Mexican family party that was next door to the graduation party of all these white kids, right? This whole area of Truckee is extremely lacking diversity. So obviously there's going to be some diversity there, but we haven't seen it. We haven't seen anybody that's not white. I don't think. I mean, I've been looking. I've been like, where's a non-white person? Other than Xana May, who's very light skinned, but she's ethnic, so it seems. But the big thing here is the white t-shirts. The white t-shirts that the Find Kiely team was wearing. Those shirts are kind of like a uniform and kind of like a cult, kind of like a secret society. If you're wearing the white t-shirt, then we know who you are. And it's even like kind of a sort of branding. In cults, there's usually some sort of branding. And I wanted to talk about how a lot of people, when I see videotapes of Sammy speaking, I see a lot of people around her crossing their arms. I see a lot of people like turning their back to her. I see a lot of people walking away. There's a few people that pay attention to her and don't cross their arms, but for the most part, it seems like there's hostility towards her in that community from what I've seen. I don't know if other folks have noticed that. But look for it when you're looking at these videos of her interviews, especially the ones early on out there at the search, like the headquarters for the search, so to speak. So yeah, that Donner Pass is just so tragic. And the the Lost Trail Lodge is right next to it. It's pretty wild. I mean, you literally have to drive through the Donner Pass Memorial Park to get to Cold Creek Road that goes down to their lodge. And it is so beautiful there, but it is so creepy knowing about this mass cannibalism situation. And some of these people died naturally, and then the survivors would eat them, which, that's what you'd have to do in a situation like that. But then when they ran out of food, if somebody hadn't died recently, they had to select someone to sacrifice for the greater good of the group. Seriously, this is how they survived for however many months they were stuck up there on that mountaintop. So, about half of them survived, half of them didn't. And so the ones that survived went on to tell their stories and freak out everybody that heard it, right? I mean, it's like a legend, but it's like all true. It's like one of those urban legends that you hope is not true, that it's exaggerated and that kind of thing. But I think that these are all the topics that I wanted to hit on today. It was kind of a shorter one. Okay, back to the trolls. Oh, and the honor and silence. Okay, I want to touch on both of those things. The honor and silence. You know who talks like that other than someone that directed that towards us recently at a memorial? Mafia talks like that. Gangs talk like that. FBI talks like that. CIA, law enforcement. The honor the code of silence. And small towns with weird stuff, right? It is really weird. And when you have a problem, you need to talk about it in order to resolve the problem. If you don't talk about it, it's never going to get resolved. You can sweep it under the rug, you can whitewash it, but it's not going to go away. I think that's why so many of us, I can speak for myself, want to talk about it, is we want to make sure if something bad happened to Kiely that was at the hands of someone else, we want to make sure that there's not going to be another victim, that if it can be avoided, it's avoided. And if it was a car accident, then hopefully people can learn from the situation to avoid whatever it was that led up to this car accident. But onto the issue of trolls, right? The trolls don't realize how much they're outing themselves by being trolls, right? You're one of two things. If you're wasting your time saying mean, stupid things to somebody in their comments, you're just a hateful person, because why waste your time? If you don't like it, just keep going. Just don't worry about it. Or you're part of the army of trolls that's trying to cover for these folks, right? So we all know that happens, especially with these high profile cases. Think of Suzanne Morphew's case. Her spouse and his army went on all the Facebook platforms that they could, trying to intimidate and dictate the narrative, trying to shut people down that were talking about things and speculating and trying to figure out what was going on. So trolls will be trolls. Let the haters hate. It's good to know who they are, and they'll get blocked, they'll get deleted, but they're really just outing themselves. So if they don't want to out themselves, they should just lay low. Like, that's what the smart trolls do. They just read and they don't give any indication that they were there, or they can even hide behind a nice little friendly comment, like anything, like, hi, good day to you, right? And you'd have no idea that they were a troll because they're being neutral or polite. Anyway, I'm not saying people need to be all neutral and polite in my comments by any means. Get it off your chest. Whatever it is you want to say it. If it's offensive to me, I might delete it. And sometimes I leave some up that are a little offensive, just because I don't want to silence people. I definitely don't want to silence people. I think it's important for us to be able to express ourselves. So on that, I'm going to go ahead and end this stream. It was just going to be a short one. Hopefully we will get a press release or something, a press conference, anything soon, so we can know a little bit about what was Kiely's fate. There's just so many rumors and theories floating around, and, you know, inquiring minds want to know, and that's a healthy thing. It's healthy to question oddities. It's healthy to question, in my opinion. So, on that, thank you for checking me out. Please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Those are two real simple things that do a lot for the algorithm. And have a fabulous day. Take good care of yourself. Be productive. Be healthy. Eat well, rest well, and enjoy everything you do. Thanks so much. See you soon. I'm trying to do these every day. We'll see if I can keep up. Thanks. There we go.